Well, hello and welcome to this Christmas Y Live. Happy December to you all. I'm so happy that you can join us, whether you're watching it live right now or sometime into the future. I hope that you find this as a time that you can rest and find some peace as we talk a little bit about Christmas. There's so many Christmases, if you weren't aware. There's the bah humbug Christmas, the overwhelmed, underpaid, overpaying Christmas, the spend more time with your family and call your mother more Christmas. Speaking of which, hi Mom, love you. There is the winter wonderland, chestnuts roasting over an open fire, ugly sweaters with friends Christmas. There's the praying for snow and eagerly awaiting for ski season to start Christmas. That is the one that I am in. There is the unfortunate, desperate, alone Christmas. There is the magic is gone, and I wish it would come back Christmas. And of course, there are so many more. There is also the baby in a manger, angels in a field, two teenagers with no place to stay Christmas. Pretty humble beginnings for the Creator God experiencing life on earth as the final and complete Savior of the world. The here but not yet nature of God's kingdom, where Christ has come, but we are still in waiting for his return, is never more evident than around Christmas time. We place our nativity sets next to trees. We have lights shining, blazing, pushing back against the darkness of night. And I know it has been said before by many people, including myself, but I love this image of the historical birth. And I also love what it has become, what the mythos has been born, where we have taken this spring birth and turned it into a winter festival of lights. Speaking of the historical, I recently learned that the shepherds were most likely young teens. They would have been the youngest in the family, since they were not big or strong enough to do the other family tasks or engage in the family business. So, we have two betrothed, fresh parents, somewhere between 14 and 22, taking care of a newborn baby, being greeted by tweens who are excited to see this Savior of the world as told to them by the messengers of God out in a field. It's bonkers. It is this image that scares Herod, the current reigning king of Israel, so bad that he has every newborn boy up to the age of 3 slaughtered. This is reminiscent of Exodus, only this time it is the Israelites who are dying, and it is Egypt that provides sanctuary. So this is where our new parents and their young child flee to. Our immigrant family eventually return back to the promised land, only this time not a land flowing with milk and honey, but abject poverty. Fossil records of Nazareth, where Jesus would have grown up, show there was a complete and abhorrent lack of nutrition as a backwater town in the middle of nowhere. What good can come from Nazareth? Many people said. This child ages like any other, and he eventually begins his own ministry, crossing the Jordan, a new Joshua, a new harbinger of God's will that is arriving upon the land. This is our king, riding on the back of a donkey, murdered by the state, abject poverty, an immigrant family, and abandoned by his followers in his greatest time of need. Someone who came from nothing, good for nothing, and yet died for absolutely everything. This is truly a king for all people, all situations. A leader by the people and for the people. Dead. A very uplifting sermon, I know. Christmas does bring joy, peace on earth, goodwill towards men, women, children, everyone in between. And this birth signifies a beginning. The life means a lot, but it's not everything without the end, without this sacrifice for all people. This King we worship is not just for the elite, not for those who are experiencing a Hallmark Christmas, or one filled purely with joy, but it is for each and every person experiencing each and every kind of Christmas. A King who came from nothing, surrounded by the lowest of society at birth, for you, for me, for all. I find this story so compelling in this time where night is creeping ever closer and the days become shorter and shorter, and seasonal depression abounds. But we as humans fight back. Instead of succumbing to fear and despair, we put up lights. We decorate a tree so that the house smells better. We bake cookies and exchange gifts and share a meal or two with family and friends. Loneliness can, of course, set in when we do not have these things and know that others have what we most desire. But still, we fight on as humans do. We call this season joy, hope, and love. To push back against nature itself, this festival of lights for a springtime birth. This is why I genuinely have very little issues with what the celebration of Christmas time has become, because we need and we deserve connection, need and deserve a time of celebration, ushering in the birth of our King. And we can certainly get lost and focus on the things that don't matter, but I think the heart of the message still remains. That no matter how dark the world gets, we have the light of the world. We have the Son of Man, the Son of God, Messiah, Savior. And he has come with a message of hope for all. Whatever Christmas you might be having, I hope that this message finds you well, fills you with joy, hope, peace, and love. And I hope it encourages a time of celebration. So, happy birthday, Jesus, and Merry Christmas to you all. That's all.